Can you see anything on the screen?
Yeah. Mr. Vishwanath, you can see this presentation.
I'm just trying to bring it on my screen, the entire presentation one by one, the slide. This is a report which the Director General of ICR has shown, that which is talking about the fodder availability in the country. And this is what I've tried to show is that green and dry fodder availability and shortages. These are the alternatives which I've suggested, which are feasible and not. This is Agriculture Minister was very keen that the presentation should be shared with all the people, those who are on the National Food Security Mission, in the Animal Husbandry Seminar, which was held in USA Institute, where they have shown this. Well, this is where I'm talking about India produces about 500 million tons of roughage. Can you hear me? Hello?
Can
This is can you hear me, Rajni?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Now this is different states having different quantity of roughage available from various ingredients, like cereal crops has got 70%, others have got 6%, oil has 6%, fiber has 13%, pulses have got 3%, sugar cane about 2%. So this is where contribution of residue generation in India is showing that most of it that is burnt where it is not used. Now different crops available, cereal generates about 352 million tons of residue, followed by fiber, and in similarly for sugar cane and wheat, rice, maize contribute about 70%, while rice alone contributes about 34% of the crop residues. The livestock population is about 322 millions and is likely to be increasing. This is how the fodder is being stored as of now. Various places how it is being stocked in the rural India, and this is how it is transported from one place to another place where it is being fed to the animals. Now this is again how it is being loaded on the trucks and manually and on the trolleys and taken to the mandis where it is being sold. So this is similarly where from the farm area this is being transported, and this is how it is being taken to mandis and then given to the animals. This of course is the food and fodder development, which is the Ministry of Animal Husbandry. They are talking about the shortages and how they want to overcome it by giving certain assistance. Now this drought, flood and snow, wherever there is, this can be converted into a fodder block, and this can be again transported where the saving is in terms of space and the transportation cost. Again, this is being harvested in the farms, but these are the machines which are being used. Now this is also a stock harvester which can be also shafted. Again, a paddy, wheat straw harvester, where this can be also harvested and made straw in the field itself. and from field one can bring it into trolleys to the place where it is made into a fodder block. Now again, these are for paddy straw harvesting. If you see the front portion of this machine, which is harvesting paddy, and the rear portion, there is a ripper attached. The ripper is making into straw, and the straw is collected into the what you call the rear portion of the trailer, which is with the tarpaulin bags. That's how they have managed it. This is how it is being stocked. Now this recently from MP, when they had to transport to meet flood, drought situation in Maharashtra, they had to transport about 700 tons of fodder. Now, they were not aware that there are machines available where they could densify this at site, then transport that into the trains and then take it. This is of course where I've shared that complete fodder technology and advantages of densification, reduction of bulk and all that. And this is the type of blocks which we can make. And this is again the process how it is to be done: size reduction, drying, mixing, and compression. And then of course there's a shaft cutter which needs to be shaft cutter. There's a shredder on the right hand side which you see. If there's a bulk quantity available, if it can't be shredded into the field or the shop, then it has to be brought to a place where it has to be shredded, because if the particles are smaller, then they are not eaten by animals in the powder form, but they have to be between 5 centimeters and above, say up to 40 centimeters, then it becomes easier, and then the volume reduction is there. So this is the list which I have shown, the groundnut and various materials, how the percentage of densification can be. Now if you see on the last line, if you see 20 rice bran or cotton stock, if you see rice bran is about per cubic, it's about 3.3 times you can reduce it. Now if it is dope grass, you can reduce it to 42 times of the normal volume per cubic meter. The process is the size reduction, drying, mixing, and then compacting and then bagging. These are the machines which are normally used for. This is the mixture on the green one. You can take all the material, mix it with the concentrates, and then the center is also a mixture. Now in the center is a white machine. If you see, this is the densification machine, where you can produce about 150 to 160 blocks per hour, and then you can bag it, stack it, and then transport it. This is a smaller machine which can do about 200 kgs per hour. Again, powder block densification machine. Now this is the block which we made. Weight is about 5.5 kg, 30 centimeter by 30 centimeter. This is just a test block which is containing moisture. Moisture should be within the range of 10 to 12%. The different sizes of blocks can be made according to the weight of the animal. Normally the weight of the animal is taken as a guideline. Suppose if the animal weight is about 400 kgs, then about between 3 to 4% of the weight, say about 12 to 16 kgs, is the fodder which is given to the animal. Accordingly, the block can be made. So the benefits are again, which I have tried to show on this particular side, which is also available on the screen which you have seen. Where if the cost of mill goes up from say about so then the benefit also increases proportionately. So this again can be done. Hub and spoke model can be used for distribution in the rural areas. In the block level, one can make this arrangement, and then it can be village. All this can come to block, and then from block it can come to district hub. So the panchayats can also use this model where they can store it, stock it, and then district-wise they can distribute and make into a central storage. As and when they're required, there are many subsidies available where one can use this subsidy for. There's 50% subsidies available on normally on a 1 ton per hour unit. The cost is roughly about 1 crore on a plain land, and the 50% subsidy is available from Ministry of Animal Husbandry. And this is routed through NABARD. And there's some machines which we have installed in Karnataka, mobile units which are for demo unit. They are used at various places, like in dairy corporations. They are talking of, they have seen this. When the shredder is there, there's a block making machine there. So once the material comes there, it's shredded, and then it is densified. Now this is something which can be used in a village and hub model in the district level, where one can make blocks and store it. These are the machines which you see, the portable ones on a trolley, and this can be also given on a Tata 407, where one can also use the engine of Tata 407 and then 407, and then you can use that machine to operate that densification machine. This is the one which I was talking to you. This is the Bhutan. We sold this machine. They are using in Bhutan. Even bagasse can also be used for densification. And this is what I was sharing in the newspaper report, where in Kanchipuram, they said lorry loaded with costed about 3,000 rupees, with the stock is only about 500 rupees. So if we had that, now if you see, this is a truck which is carrying the volume reduction. If you see from on the first line, it's 4.8 quintals loose. When it is made into blocks, it comes to about 19.2 quintals, and this is the size of the truck, and this is the volume and weight you can carry. On the last one, if you see, it is almost 4 times the weight which you have taken from one place to another place. Being the transport cost being increased every day, so this can be taken care of. Now the types of animals they are using these fodder blocks, eating it. Now this is the type of model which we have tried to project it. The material which is harvested, then it comes to the godowns. Then after godown it is shredded. After shredded, it is taken to a mixer, and after that mixer it goes to a densification machine. Then after the densification, it is made into a block. And this is the size of the block according to the weight, from 2 to 16 kg, which I have said. This is can be made of only roughage, and also can be mixed with the concentrate and molasses and made as a complete leaf. Then it can be transported and given as a feed to the animals. The animals, if you see, they are eating very nicely. Initially, the problem would be for once or twice feeding, because they are not used to this eating. But once they are getting this feed, the milk yield increases, and it is more hygiene. Then the requirement can be met of the dairy cooperatives in the country, and everybody is looking out for this sort of solution. Thank you.
Yeah, that was interesting. Okay, he is saying, Mr. Vishwanath is saying, Mr. Ashok, are you intending to sell the machine which makes the block, or the ready block as fodder in quantities can be bought from you?
We are in the process of establishing turnkey projects, and the requirement is so large. Once the establishment of the unit is made, this is based on the quantity of roughage available in an area. Now this should be set up in an area where you have a lot of roughage, and from that is the fodder, I mean the dry fodder, from where one can transport it to another place. Like I've been getting requirements from what you call Tamil Nadu, where they want to transport this roughage from rural to the outskirts of cities, where they want to transport this. So where this machine can be used is for compacting there, and then after compaction can be loaded and then given to the outskirts of city, and there it can be used. So in more or less, I mean, I'm into the process of establishing these turnkey projects rather than selling fodder blocks.
Okay. Manisha, any more questions? Mr. Vishwanath, you can also ask questions. Okay, Mr. Vishwanath is asking, I guess this should be bought by large corporations or group of farmers, since the volume is needed.
Because normally on an average, if an animal is to be fed, is given as per body weight. So the quantity, for example, if it is 10 animals which have to be fed, so 10 animals, if you say about one animal average body weight is about 400 kgs. So taking 4% as the 16 kgs per animal. So 16 kgs into 10, 160 kgs is the daily requirement. And then similarly, if the number of animals increases, then the volume increases. But the advantage is once the animal is start taking this particular material, then he won't take any other material, and the yield to the farmer will be at least 10% minimum that would be increased. That is tried and tested by various animal husbandry institutions.
Okay. Okay, he says, but I need to produce so much straw in order to generate the amount of food.
So the straw is normally available in the farms when they are harvesting. So normally what happens is the seeds or the grains are taken away and the residue is left over there. Now to transport that residue to a place where it needs to be making this densification, there are two options. If one can take a mobile unit also we can take a mobile unit and densify there, because densification can be better done if it is shaft. Shaft cut in the sense in the smaller sizes, as I said, has to be made, which is eaten by animals normally, or normally otherwise what happens is the straw is taken by the farmer and there he has shaft cutters at his place. So instead of doing the shaft cutting at the place, it is done at the field itself, and then the mobile unit can densify there. It can be bagged into IGP bags and then sealed from top and then transported from there itself. Now the bag, once it is sealed, which is having about 10 to 12% of moisture, can last for about a year or 2 years. There is no problem as long as there is no moisture getting into it in storage of the structure.
Okay. He says, I am currently having 10 sheep and trying to see if I can afford this. Okay. And so Vishwanath, I'll unmute you. You can directly talk if your mic is working. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Vishwanath, I can answer your question if you can hear me.
Fantastic, sir. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Tell me what can I answer your questions.
Right. Like I just mentioned, I was trying to see the possibility, since I have only about 10 sheep. I was trying to see, if this stock is something that, I can carry home something with, can I afford this? Is it even viable to put in something like this for these 10 sheep that I'm trying to raise?
Yeah, you can, because this is the concept, like in places where the straw is available, you can use it in two modes. One is that you can transport this material in a fodder block form by using a mobile machine in the farm. You can give your shaft cutter on the machine, you can shaft it, size it and block it, and in case you have a surplus fodder, you can block it and store it for and also you can, there are dairy corporation, dairy development units where they are looking out for this regular supply of fodder. I don't know which place are you talking from.
This is currently from near Sagar, Shimoga.
Shimoga. Now in Karnataka Dairy Development Corporation, they are looking out for fodder blocks from, in case you put it up there, you can tie up with the Karnataka Dairy Federation. They would be definitely very happy to go in for fodder blocks, supply of those who can harvest this crop and make fodder blocks. Okay. They can give you the concentrates also if you want to make some buyback arrangement from them. Because in a government setup making these fodder blocks, and then it's not cost effective. So they're looking out for people, those who can supply them. If you go to Kolar, Kolar KMF site, maybe sometime a couple of months back, they were looking out for any supplier who can supply 60 tons of fodder blocks per day. And they were trying to source it from Punjab. Okay. And to transport this fodder from Punjab to that side is an issue. So if you can put up this unit there in that area, there is a good scope. Even you can sell it to border areas of Maharashtra or Bombay or wherever it is. I mean, there is the only thing, the straw availability has to be there.
Right. What is the kind of this one you would recommend for my in-house consumption? Then I can look at selling it outside, no doubt. But what is the kind of configuration you would suggest?
No, configuration in the sense, like for example, you're taking the straw. Now I do not know what percentage of straw you're mixing to feed your animal? If you're
currently nothing. Currently nothing. I'm just feeding them on cotton seeds at this point in time.
No, cotton seed. No, see the roughage which normally has to be, it is recommended roughage is, so roughly about 55 to 60% of straw has to be there as a roughage, and then remaining 45 to 50% has to be concentrated mixture, molasses and things like that. That's the balance feed. Now, if you are giving a balance feed, that the balance feed can be made into a block, and if you are not giving, what I mean say, if you are only having, like concentrate which you are buying from a cattle feed shop, now that would be roughly about 35 to 40% of the requirement of the animal. Like we human beings eat roughage, and similarly animals also require roughage. So the proportion normally recommended is the milk giving animal is normally given 40 to 45% of roughage, and 55 to 60% is the concentrate and mixed. But if it's a complete meal, then it's a balanced diet.
Okay. Okay. So for this, what is the size that you would recommend?
Sized in the sense, like it's, as I said, the weight of the animal is the issue. If you are having an animal which is about 400 kgs by body weight, normally you must be giving.
I'm sorry. Here it is sheep, so it is. Here it is sheep, so it is hardly about 40 kgs.
All right. Now, sheep in the sense you give about 1.5 to 2 kgs of the body weight. So sheep and wool research institutes in what you call all over the country, they are using these densification machines. We have given them these densification machines. They are using and feeding those animals. Like in Avikanagar, if you are familiar with Rajasthan, they are using these machines, giving these fodder blocks for feeding them. If you can email me your email ID, or I can ask Rajni to forward you that report which Avikanagar Institute is feeding the animals. There's a research paper, I can share that.
Sure, definitely. I will forward my email ID. Yeah. So in this scenario, what will be the size of the machine that you are going to be recommending?
No, in this scenario, the size would be, I would recommend you could go in for about 100 kgs per hour machine. You can go in for a mobile 100 kgs per hour machine. That would keep your requirement. That would be roughly around 5 lakh rupees.
Oh, okay.
And that can be operated with a, that would be a trolley mounted, where you could use the diesel and operate that machine.
Okay, fine. Sure. No problem. Thank you. It's a great help.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Manisha has a question. What is the cost of the machine?
But the cost of the machine, as I said, if it is about 100 kg, is about 5 lakh rupees. But the cost of the machine depends upon the size and the weight of the block. Now, if you talk about commercially viable project machines are minimum 1 ton per hour, say 750 kgs to 1 ton per hour production should be there. That means that much of roughage quantity should be available at the manufacturing end, and that in other words, what I mean to say is about 4 trolleys, if you take straw, per hour is the requirement to meet a commercial nutrient commercial value. Now there will be, if you see what the profitability wise, one can definitely earn about a kg a rupee on establishment of a 1 ton per hour unit, say between 750 to 1 ton per hour unit, complete fixed mixed powder block unit.
Okay. Mr. Ashok, Mr. Vishwanath has given his email address.
All right, I'll take it from you, and then I'll forward that report to you. You can forward it to him.
Yeah. Okay. Manisha has a question. What is the other crops or fodder along with which alfalfa and sorghum can be given and can be mixed with block?
See, any local feed which is normally given to the animal, that is the basic ingredient for making a block. For example, if you see in the North India, people don't give wheat, we don't give rice as a straw to feed the roughage, as a roughage to the animal. Like in South, if you see, nobody normally gives wheat straw. You're using the paddy straw. So similarly, whatever is grown, which is not eaten by which can't be used as a fuel but is normally eaten by animals as a fodder. That fodder can be made to use with the concentrate and mix locally available and made into the fodder block. Basically, the idea is that from the farm to the storage place, one need not have to transport in loose. It can be done at one particular place. You can do it in bulk.
Okay.
Like where there is a sugar cane available, the sugar cane like bagasse can be used after the extraction of the juice is done. The sugar cane factory, like sugar mills can use this as a dual purpose. Like if you see in the sugar mill, normally what they do is after the extraction of the juice, they use this as a fuel. Now, as far as possible, this should be avoided because they want power generation to be done. Now, if it is compacted and densified, now in the densified form, if they use in the boiler of a sugar mill, then the energy recovery is better. Because if you are not burning loose bagasse, you are burning densified bagasse. It becomes almost like wood. And if you see, if you want to recover heat, if you are having bulk mass, say per cubic meter, if you say the bagasse, if it is about 50 kgs, in that case it will be about 400 to 500 kgs per cubic meter. So the concentrated heat will be available. Similarly, that same bagasse can be used for making with some treatment in the sugar mill, with some heat treatment with the steam treatment. One can use that as a fodder block also, which can be easily fed to the animals. And molasses are available, bagasse is available, so it becomes a byproduct for a sugar mill also. And locally, the feed can be given to the animals.
Okay. Okay, so Manisha says okay, and some people say beer waste makes good fodder. Is it so?
Yes, yes. I mean, it's again whatever is left over. I mean, it can be densified and then used into a fodder. There, the continuous availability is there in a beer plant. Whatever after that barley or other material, whatever is used for the extraction of beer, and the leftover can be used as a fodder. And that fodder, the plant itself, they want to dispose it off. Instead of sending it in bulk, they can make it into blocks and then sell it.
Okay. Mr. Vishwanath, do you have questions? Okay. Manisha? Okay. You're asking something because you typed some message.
Breeds of animals, yes, typed. I think breeds of animals, whatever their requirement is, like horses can be also given, elephants can also be given. So the fodder, wherever, whatever type of feed they are given, the dry form, that can be densified and transported. That's not an issue.
Okay. I think she has private messaged you because I don't see any question. Okay, no problem. So I guess no more questions. Okay. Okay, and before I end, if audience would like to continue this discussion, please visit the link which I am providing you now. You can continue the discussion through the discussion forum. You can post your questions and Mr. Ashok will reply to them. And before I end this meeting, I would like to have a quick feedback on today's talk. It will take just a minute. Mr. Vishwanath, you can fill this form. It will take just a minute.
Because the subject being so dry, I mean, like very not popular as such in the field, like something where why, how come this, and human beings are not given sufficient feed, or how come animals have come into this, because they are also to be fed. So some source has to be available, for which one has to transport and make them available. When there is shortages, like in Uttaranchal, when this flood has happened, we've been asked where are the fodder blocks available, where are the fodder blocks available. Now the issue is these have to be made, stored and stocked. In case of emergency, there is a good demand, and every season there is something or the other keep on happening. Somewhere it is flood, somewhere it is drought, somewhere it is snow. The requirement is there. It is not been able to be, I mean, we are not able to meet that requirement. I mean, whether it is from south, east or not, because the quantity is not blocked in this intensified and kept in stock.
Okay, I'll be ending this meeting now. Thank you all for attending today's webinar. This is an event organized by agricultureinformation.com. Please visit our online education section for updates on forthcoming events. And I'm closing this meeting now. Thank you, Mr. Ashok, and thank you, Vishwanath and Manisha. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day.
Bye. Thank you.